Hello,
And
hello.
we're live.
Yeah, we are live. Sorry, Keegan, didn't mean to ruin your entrance there. Welcome to the show, everyone. You're listening to the Skeleton Geek Podcast. I'm your host, Keegan, and with me is always
Keegan.
And joined by us for this is probably his last episode. My brother Tate. What's up, Tate?
He's gonna die or something?
No, I'm kicking his ass off the show.
Why? I think he does a good job.
He does do a good job. How you guys doing today?
Happy now.
Are you? Yes, sir. Is there a reason?
Because you're kicking him off the episode, I think.
I think we're going to congratulate or brag about the new table.
Oh, I really like the old one a lot better though. A lot more spacious. Yeah, I love this thing. It's a lot better.
Yeah, me too. Seriously, after fucking almost 2 months, Wayfair. Still their fault. Anyways, no. So yeah. We got the new table.
Over here.
Got the new table. We were.
And you got some decor coming in.
We do have some decor coming. I have an awesome, I guess neon pink painted skull, medical painting, and I got some cool pillows coming that I will show you guys.
And I have some custom coasters.
Coasters for sure, yeah.
And
those
some
were.
sweatshirts.
Well, what?
Some sweatshirts.
Yeah, and some hoodies. Yeah, we got some hoodies coming. They're not for sale yet, and they won't be for a minute, but we're just testing them out and see how they work. Well, they'll be okay. Well, don't look at me like that. They'll be for sale.
Look at you.
You looked at each other. Sorry, yeah, you looked at each other.
I think there's two girls from the bar on a sweatshirt.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah.
You're cute. Me and too shy.
They said they would want a hoodie. They said they want a hoodie, man. But no. So before we were talking about before we got onto this recording, we were talking about the soul. Have you guys ever heard of that fucking soul experiment thing that they did back in 1906? Remember that guy, that scientist, he weighed the bodies before and right after death, and they all it was 7 bodies, and they decreased by 7, I think it was grams of weight. All of them had exactly.
So your soul weighs 7 grams.
Well, he was just trying to see if there was a soul or something like that. It was kind of a weird experiment. That's all he did. He just measured bodies before and after. Really think about
the
it.
Body just purged a bunch and lost weight.
But they all lost 7 grams.
That's Thanos put it in the gauntlet.
What do you mean?
The Soul Stone.
He did, and I really do love that you bring Marvel jokes into this. You in Disney
I only
jokes.
do it because it's your favorite.
May I appreciate it. You reference Without a Paddle more than anyone I know.
It's one of the greatest movies ever.
It is the greatest movies. God damn it, Elwood. It is one of the greatest movies.
And especially the last episode, fit perfect with the mountain.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I was really listening to
That's
that.
where I wish we had the TV, because people that haven't watched it, literally, when everybody talk about the mountain, because there's 2 guys, Elwood and I always forget the other name.
Yeah, because he's not important.
It literally fits the story.
It does fit the story, yeah.
I mean, it's 3 guys running through, and they run into 2 hillbillies.
Yeah,
Not
it was
one girl.
two pot farmers.
Yeah, the weed farmers.
Yeah,
they all
2
get
pot
high running through.
Yeah, they all get there, and they're just laughing their asses off when they're running through the
What
cornfield.
the hell are you guys talking about?
Dude, you would love it because
You've never seen Without a Paddle?
dude,
No.
Dano.
You want to watch that tonight?
Yeah, dude, Dano would remind you of Zach.
Dude, Dano is
Because
that.
you always fuck with Zach,
So
and literally that's all they do.
A ginger idiot.
He's a
No,
doctor.
that's
he's
he's
smart.
really smart.
But they make fun of him because because Seth Green in real
He
life.
says dumb stuff.
No, Seth Green is 5'3" in
they
real
go,
life.
literally, part of me, they go canoeing, and you have kayaking with Zach, and the whole time, Dano's smacking flies off of him, and they're pretending it's a fly on him, and touch him, and he starts smacking himself, and they piss on him, they're pissing in the wind, and it all shoots back on Dano. It's literally shit you would do to Zach.
Yeah, they just
Stuff I never piss on Zach.
He didn't actually piss on him, he pissed in the wind, and it blew back.
I don't know, man. You both get pretty drunk.
Yes,
I can
you,
see.
you would piss in the wind and have it blow back on Zach. You definitely would.
You definitely would. You would.
If I had alcohol in me, I definitely would. But
You definitely fucking would. Can we do that sometime? Let's just have him not hear this episode so we can hear his fucking scheming.
he'll never go kayaking again, so he won't do that.
Yeah, you told me you fucking love kayaking. I think your quote was, "I love kayaking. It's one of my favorite things to do."
I love it.
He also told me that Zach drowned almost in 2 feet of water.
Literally 3 feet of water. So we're kayaking in the fucking Lost River in Orleans, so it's already shallow as shit. He flips, don't know how the hell you flip in the Lost River. And he's like sitting there flailing, going crazy, and then he literally just stands up and he's like, the water's like to right here.
Was he drunk?
No.
He was sober?
Yeah, oh, and literally not even probably like 3 minutes later, flips again.
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, don't know how you flip a kayak.
He's hilarious. I love Zach.
I understand once,
I love him too.
but not twice within 5 minutes of each other.
I love him too. And you guys will remember Zach from our first episode where we covered Michael Taylor.
But I don't love Zach.
You know, he's all right. He's all right. I tolerate him.
I tolerate him.
Okay, I'll put it this way. If I met him in real life, I don't know if we'd click. So I'll put it that way. But no, we love Zach
He's
here.
an acquaintance.
Yeah, he's an acquaintance. Man, he's kind of becoming a friend over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never was a friend. Okay, so let's get on to this week. Okay, actually, shit, no, before we get on to this week's episode, yesterday, or this morning, I think it was in the Bronx, in the subway, 5 people got shot.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, and by a guy with a gas mask, and they found devices, like explosive devices.
They still haven't caught him yet, though.
No, they still haven't caught it. It's a big city, plus he had a gas mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fucked up. Shanghai, how they're treating their people like over COVID regulations. Have you guys seen anything like that? Yeah, so they're cracking down on COVID, like, at about, they're filling up the COVID camps, like, they filled up fucking, like, the cells of, like, in, like, Auschwitz, and, like, they get, like, in, like, the Japanese internment camps, like, that we put people in back in the day. But they're filling up with these, like, COVID camps with people who test positive because they're cracking down very fucking hard on it. And they're, like, ripping people from their apartments, and, like, if they have pets, they're just killing the pets. They're just killing the pets.
How the hell is COVID like not a thing here anymore? And shit's happening over there.
We just...
Because Russia started World War III.
Yeah, because Russia started World War III. And, like, we just...
But
they-
Shanghai, they're still. You said they're going.
It's China. I don't care what anyone says. This is my stance. I don't like China. I don't. They're
I
horrible.
don't think anybody likes China.
Yeah, they're horrible. Like, yeah, here's a video of, like, the people killing the pets and taking them, like, carts.
Don't they have?
Oh, that's fun.
Wait, what do you?
Mhm.
What did you say again? Sorry, I
You're
was
fine.
finishing that up.
You're good. What's up?
What did you say about what are they doing in China with the pets?
So they're cracking down harder than, like, anyone else about the COVID still, really.
Oh, but no, that's not.
But, like, so they're taking people from their apartments who have COVID, who test positive for it, to, like, these COVID camps. And, like, if they have pets,
It's like
there's...
fucking the movie Quarantine.
They're
taking people just.
Yeah, and they're just killing the pets that people have.
Well, don't they have what do they have in China? Like they say they eat dogs and cats in China.
Yeah.
What's that one festival they have where they kill? You know what I'm talking about? You ever seen that?
No.
Dude, they take like dogs and like they just put them in like crates with like a shit ton of them, and they just take like spears and it's like people like stand around and cheer and they'll just like spear the
I
dog.
think I vaguely heard about that, but I think I tried to block it out because I didn't realize
Somebody
that
posted on their Instagram watching that.
the people could still be that
It's fucking
savage
awful.
in this day and age.
The Yulin Dog Meat Festival.
Yeah, it's the dog.
It's called the Dog Meat Festival.
Yeah, if you saw videos on it, it'd like make your like skin tear. It's awful.
I don't understand that. I just always think you know, Vinny, like Lily's dog. Like,
No, it's
I would
terrible.
fucking kill
Like
someone.
one dude was walking around with like a spear, kind of like a pole, like a sharp pole, and it just had 2 dogs on it.
Ugh.
The Yulin Lychee and Dog Meat Festival is the annual 10-day event where over 10,000 dogs are eaten.
Dude, it's
10,000 dogs?
Cat meat, fresh lychees, and liquor are also.
I don't know if they said
Sorry, that sounds like
I don't
fantastic.
Like if they said lychee, then YouTube would be like a
Combination.
shit ton of lychee.
Yeah. It's like, you know, there's some dogs, there's some cat.
It was him, not me.
There's a little bit of what?
I
I said I don't like that you said lychee when you two just ate a shit ton of lychee.
I didn't eat one. He ate them all.
You ate several. Don't act like it was just me.
You raped the bag.
When we were drunk, sitting on the couch, you and I ate, like, you ate a good amount of that candy too.
I don't drink alcohol when I'm drunk.
Nope. No, you don't. No, none of us. Hey, none of this room drink. So, hey, we're all straight edge. Everyone in this room straight edge. Yeah. So.
Vape in your hand.
I didn't even think about that. But no, it's awful. It sucks. I wish that wasn't happening to people. I saw pictures of there's a video on Reddit. That's where I found that, because you think I like Reddit so much. But there's a video of like the bathrooms in the camps. Fucking just the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like one of the toilets was just fucking.
People are there at camp.
I don't know, especially since like this is happening right now. I mean, I'm sure they have the fucking numbers because you know they regulate. Everything's regulated now, and like they're taking it like that seriously, like where they're taking them to camps. So I would imagine quite a few. I don't know if we could find the number, or maybe we could. I have no idea. Is that what you're doing? Oh, I gotcha. All right. So yeah, that shit needs to stop, and it's awful.
Does this week's episode have anything to do with killing dogs?
There is.
Dogs.
God, I'm not gonna lie, man.
Cats.
No.
This is weird.
What? Wait, what?
The chart for the case's name.
Oh, damn. So, anyways, what is it? No, I guess I better cut that out. Okay, so, anyways, let's get on this week's story. No, Keeks, to answer your question, it has nothing to do with it. There are no animal mutilations in this one, actually. Or none that I really realized that there were.
If that is the baby seal with the sheep, was it a sheep with the babies?
The baby seal fetus thing?
Sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, from Mel's Hole, Keeks.
Oh, it
They
came
dropped
back
the sheep
out.
down. They dropped the sheep down and allegedly that happened. No,
Hey, Tate.
that whole story.
Hey, Tate. No, that is fact. That happened.
I still don't believe in that.
What the fuck? That's a thing. In there.
Fucking hot ice.
I don't know if somebody calls into a show and says that you don't hear anything about it on the news or anything.
It caught fire. It caught fire, Keys, and then it burned that guy's cabin to the ground. Anyway, so yeah, no, this week's story is a serial killer episode, and unlike most serial killers, this guy actually didn't kill any animals that I know of. A really strange one. Keegs thought he had it figured out which one I had because it was in the book that he had for class. I told him that even though he guessed the right one,
It was one of them.
even though you did guess the right one, I lied, said you didn't. This week we're talking Herbert Mullin.
That was the first time I guessed, you fucker.
Exactly, and I lied to
I
you.
had no clue because he about threw me off the porch the other day when he was listening to a story about it, and I went out there.
Who?
You. You
Oh.
were on the porch was starting to speak, and you about threw me off the porch because I heard it.
Yeah, dude, because this episode these episodes have to be kept secret. Like, you guys can't know anything, so I can fucking shock and awe you, and then hopefully learn you guys a thing or two.
Yeah, most people think that we know, because like when we ask people to come on, like Grundon or anybody,
Yeah.
most people are like, well, what do I have to do? And I was like, no, like me and Keegan don't even know. I feel like most people think like we know, like what the story is.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And, like
They
we look
definitely
stuff
do.
up about it.
Yeah, they
but
definitely do.
We don't know.
I mean, like, there will come a time, like Keegs and I were talking about, like when I get a TV put up there, so he can like make a slideshow of pictures of stuff that he makes, like something like that. So that will eventually maybe be a thing, something like that. But no, as of right now, these two are in the fucking dark, and they are in my total control in the palm of my hand.
Unless we have to say that one up. There's like the one simple word episode.
Yes.
Videos on it.
Yeah. Every now and then I will throw you guys stuff, but no, still palm of my hand for right now. Okay.
And you do give us hints sometimes, like you gave us on this one.
I did. That's because I was hoping someone would look up something about schizophrenia, but I know that neither of you did.
I already know what schizophrenia is. So.
Yeah, I'm sure you know tons and tons about it.
I do.
Okay, so we're gonna get started now. So yeah, we're talking Herbert Mullin this week. So Herbert Mullin is a convicted missionary-style serial killer who killed 13 people between the months of October 1972 to February 1973. Now, Herb, as I'm going to be calling him for the most part, was slightly more complex than most other killers that we've talked about on the show, and for like one main reason: uncontrollable schizophrenia. Herb suffered from a very specific audio hallucinations in which he believed he was hearing specific messages and orders from God himself.
Oh, Jesus.
Thinking he was partial to secret knowledge from the universe and from the Lord, Herb feared that an earthquake of continent-shattering proportions was coming to sink California into the ocean. And it was up to him to appease the good Lord himself with blood atonement by killing as many people as he could in order to save the lives of everyone in California.
Didn't we like cover someone who was hearing shit too?
Richard Chase, the vampire. Yeah, so this guy, he believes he's on a mission from God.
To kill people?
To save California.
By killing people?
By killing people. Yeah. I'm going to get into it more, like...
So are the oh, so get into more. I'm assuming like the people are like devil or like something to do with like some...
No, not at all, actually.
No?
Nope, not whatsoever.
Fuck.
Not whatsoever. No, this guy, we're going to get into it like fully by the end, like near the end of this episode. But he had full-blown schizophrenia. He had he's auditory hallucinations. He believed he was hearing voices. He went to several different like hospitals. He was forced to go several times, but he just kept getting let go. And like people kept telling him the same thing, like, you've got horrible schizophrenia, and he'd just be like, no. He'd just deny it.
Did he have any like visual hallucinations or anything?
No visuals, no, just loud voices in his
That'd be
head.
so fucked up.
Yeah, and
Visual hallucinations would be
It's just like your own fucking.
It's your own
fault. Your whole life.
It's your own fucking hell because you can't control anything.
That'd be fucking awful.
Yeah, it sounds. It really is one of the scariest things to happen. It like I found out, it usually occurs between people of like 17 or late teens to early 20s. But obviously, like there are exceptions where it's happened either way younger or people developed it way younger. No, you got it for life. It's manageable with medication.
That's
but
what it's manageable.
oh yeah, no, it's manageable. Yeah, we haven't managed. Like it's pretty good now.
I'll look at some treatments.
It's pretty good now. Like we have it like pretty well undertaken care of. We still don't understand it fully, so that's why it just anything mental like really is like a crux to our knowledge because we don't know near about the fucking brains we act like we do. We don't.
Plethora of fucking medications they put you on.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's very manageable now. But it's embarrassing to have a lot of people because it's got bad stigma behind it. Mainly due to things like people like Herb, and people are kind of embarrassed. They don't like talking about if they have it or whatever. Because
you see therapists too.
Yeah, you do see therapists. Yeah, no, there's a whole lot of stuff you have to do, but it's manageable, and people have it for their whole lives and they're fine. But what happened to Herb? Well, we're going to find out. All right, and with that, let's begin. So, Herbert William Mullin was born in Salinas, California on April 18th, 1947 to Bill and Jean Mullin. Unlike other serial killers, Herb had no awful childhood to speak of whatsoever. Besides being raised in a strong Catholic household by a strict World War II vet father, Herb's childhood lacked the neglect and rampant abuse seen by other killers at his level. The only thing I could find that was strange about his childhood was that he was angry with his parents for hiding the secrets of having an orgasm at age 5, because he apparently thought that every child was supposed to be walking around having orgasms constantly.
How the hell do you have an orgasm at 5?
How the hell did you know about that?
I think Herb didn't have a grasp on like what a lot of stuff meant. I think he might have thought that an orgasm was like fucking a banana or something.
I just walk around bricked up.
No, so that's the one bad thing I could find. But that's what he was saying. Keep in mind, I found out he was saying that like during court to like try to prove how insane he was. And his parents, I think his parents backed up most of the stuff he said. His parents loved him to the end. His parents were good people. Honestly, they were good people. This is just straight up mental damage with this guy. After the family moved to Santa Cruz, California, Herb attended San Lorenzo Valley High School, where he was seen as somewhat popular with his peers and even an accomplished football player with a girlfriend. And at the end of high school, he was actually voted most likely to succeed. However, it is an event shortly after high school that many specialists claim was a turning point for Herb's soon-to-be broken psyche.
I guess he did succeed in his own moment.
He succeeded. It was like voted most likely to succeed in killing 13 people.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So, and this really is, I do kind of fall like in the category of people who believe this, because this is a pretty big crux on someone that is going to have schizophrenia. So, although Herb was engaged to a girl after he graduated, he soon started to have doubts in his sexuality and questioned if he was gay or not. Things started to look that way after the death of his very, and I mean very close friend, Dean Richardson. Dean was Herb's best friend on the football team, and he had died in a car accident only a few months after they graduated high school. But regardless of how close they actually were, this tore something with inside of Mullin. He called off the engagement and he began to build an intricate shrine to Dean in his bedroom, and began reading multiple books on reincarnation, trying to find some way to bring him back.
Oh God, reincarnation.
So it was never specified, if he and Dean were gay or not. It didn't, but I mean, he was definitely more of a friend to him. I feel like
something's up.
I mean, I love clay, but I wouldn't build a shrine of him in my room.
So did he practice reincarnation on him?
Do what?
Did he practice reincarnation?
No. Well, so he was just trying to find someone to bring him. Yeah, he was trying to find someone to bring his friend back.
So I saw somewhere where they were reincarnating someone, they were pouring maggots on a dead body or something.
What do you fucking look up, dude?
It's like Criminal Minds.
Oh, that makes sense. I've seen that episode actually. I know exactly what you're talking about.
He goes in the baby in there and just going to pour maggots on.
Yeah,
to reincarnate.
I do like that show though. It's good.
It's good.
But no, there are a couple of times when Herb's trying to prove his point of that what he was doing made sense, where he was just here, you see this evidence? See this evidence of how my story is true of like how I had to kill for God. There were a couple points where he's like, see this?
And it's like, no.
Yeah, no, you're gonna see it, especially about the reincarnation
Fuck
thing.
God, do you believe in, buddy?
Especially about the reincarnation thing. So Herb then went on to study engineering at Cabrillo College, and things were going well enough for him until he ran into an old friend of Dean's named Jim Gianera, who introduced Herb to marijuana, an act that would activate a domino effect that would lead to his soon-to-come downward spiral. Ironically enough, Jim Gianera would eventually become one of Herb's 13 victims.
So marijuana made his schizophrenia worse?
No. See, marijuana doesn't make anything worse, Keys. Marijuana doesn't make anything worse. It makes everything better. But
it made Herbert Mullin spiral out of control.
No, it didn't. I said activating a domino effect because that's not what he does that fucking makes him break in his head. So,
So marijuana is a negative thing?
no, it's a good thing. Dude, if you let me like literally say the next paragraph, you're going to see what I'm talking about. So soon after weed, Herb tried the late 60s drug of choice, LSD. And much to the detriment of his blooming schizophrenia, this would be Herb's drug of choice until his eventual capture.
Oh, so marijuana was a gateway drug to LSD.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the 60s, cigarettes were a gateway drug to heroin. Everyone.
So you're saying marijuana is a gateway drug to meth?
No.
Future.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, look in the fucking past when, like, I wasn't joking when I said smoking a cigarette was a gateway drug to heroin. Everyone did every drug back then. The 60s were a horrible time.
So if I was to smoke marijuana, I would eventually be doing that.
No, if you're fucking stupid, you would, yeah. Speaking of meth does come into the picture later, actually, too.
Oh my God. Of course it does.
But anyways, he's got schizophrenia, it's coming. It's like the train is fucking going full bore. And then he just starts doing a bunch of acid. Like, so much acid. Like, he does a lot of acid. Like someone like...
puts holes in your brain, right? That's what... They're like...
I don't know.
I forget where they said it.
I'm pretty sure it like kills your brain cells or something.
Maybe if you do like too much. I mean, I know people that have like done acid like their whole lives are fine.
With your brain after you do it so many times.
It probably can. Like I do like there's always excessive problems with like doing something to excess. I mean, you're gonna like I can't think of like what I'm trying to say here. Like if you take too much of something, it's gonna fucking cause horrible effects. Yeah. So
this says LSD causes changes in the brain's blood flow and the electrical activity.
Interesting. So we didn't get our answer. But like, anyways, it was a lot of acid. Like a friend of his said at a party once, he took 10 hits of acid at once. Like he ate like 3, and he was like, "No, it's not enough." And he just like rolled like fucking 7 more into his mouth.
You fucking not overdose on that shit?
No, not really. I mean, like, what was it Rex said? Like the only way you could die from it is if like your car turned into a minotaur. And you, like, if you tripped thinking you were seeing something crazy and you died from like that, like if you thought you were being chased by a pack of wolves and you jumped like off of a cliff.
You basically see it so many times that you become just a full-blown, just brain dead.
Yeah. No,
That doesn't sound like something for me.
Yeah, that's because you're a pussy. So, anyways, Herb then became obsessed.
I stand with you, man. It's all
Dude,
right.
we're talking too much. I was trying to move this along. That's why I said that. So, Herb then became obsessed with Eastern religions like Buddhism and Hinduism. And he dropped out of college and acquired a hippie lifestyle and began to protest the Vietnam War. He was saved from going to Nam, and his father wrote a letter to the draft telling them that how peaceful-minded Herb was, and then how he wasn't a fighter. It's World War II vet basically telling him the draft, like, "Hey, my son's a little bitch, and he doesn't want to go fight the war."
What the fuck did that save him?
Yeah, stuff like that like used to save you back then. I mean, like you used to be able to write like letters to the president, to like the president's wife, if your son or father's on death row, and like they would usually like acquit like the death row like charge, and then they would just send you to prison for the like rest of your life. People used to be able to access public officials a lot easier. So I completely believe that because his father was like a decorated war veteran. So yeah, I guarantee you he knew some numbers. Yeah, he knew numbers. Like yeah, back then you used to be able to do that.
How the fuck did Muhammad Ali not know?
I don't know actually. He did get drafted, didn't he?
Yeah, he fled to Canada. How the fuck
He did. I forgot
How
about
did this
that.
dude get out of it, but Muhammad Ali can't?
How can Herb get out of it?
Herb got out.
But the most decorated boxer of all time, especially at the time. He's like the Tiger Woods at the time.
Boxing also comes into the story too. You guys are nailing it. So after dodging the draft, Herb had his first gay experience with a man and got a job managing a Goodwill store in San Luis Obispo. Herb was then arrested for possession of marijuana, but skated the jail time and was set on probation instead.
But what was the marijuana charges back then? Was it like really strict, or
I mean,
like not even the charges? I guess were they strict about?
not really this time because I mean the hippie state. This was like the 60s.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know if it was.
They kind of just
I didn't think they arrested him for marijuana.
they couldn't like arrest everyone. That's why he literally got just probation.
There were fucking Goodwills in the 1960s.
I guess so. I didn't even know that or like think about that. How long was Goodwill been around? Damn. Okay, so anyways, after his arrest, Herb announced to his parents that he would be moving to India in order to study yoga full time, but somehow just ended up living with his sister and her husband in their trailer in Sebastopol, California.
What the fuck did he go to India?
Yeah, why do you do? Yeah, why do you do yoga?
He just wanted to go to because he got big into Eastern religion and like yoga, and he just wanted to go to like the main place and live there, be around the people that did it, I guess.
So his god is like Allah or some shit.
No, it's the.
No.
That's-
Oh my god, dude. No.
He said Buddhism and.
Buddhism is a peaceful religion.
That's
God,
the-
you're gonna get us
You
canceled.
would know.
Jesus Christ.
Buddhism's the one
I didn't
you've
think
seen
bad
it.
about it.
What's the
The little fat
yeah, the
statue.
statue.
Yeah, they don't kill people.
Oh,
I just said it's a peaceful religion.
Yeah, it's not terrorism or anything.
Yeah, you're gonna get us canceled.
Terrorists kill those people.
Yeah, they do.
That's who terrorists kill.
I didn't mean anything bad by it.
Good. Thank you.
I'm just
Yeah, no,
asking.
no. We love everyone on the Skeleton Key podcast. We love
Except
everyone.
terrorists.
Except for terrorists. Yeah, no, fuck terrorists. Or like Russia or China's government. Yeah.
Fuck you, Putin.
Yes. So one night while having dinner. Oh, wait, goddamn it. No, there was one line I left. Oh, but like when he was looking at his parents, this is like where the mental illness would show itself. You guys stop me when I have one fucking line left. One night while having dinner, Herb began to mirror and imitate his brother-in-law's every movement, and this went on for several hours. This behavior actually has a name. It's called echopraxia, and it's like one of the many indicators of schizophrenia. But this freaked Herb out enough, and he committed himself to Mendocino State Hospital for 6 weeks, where he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, made worse by a heavy amount of acid.
So this is the what was the endo? What was it?
The what?
What did you say? The endo.
Endoproxia.
That's like the pre.
It's an indicator of schizophrenia. It's like he like sat down at dinner, like when his brother would like lift up his fork, Herb would lift up his. When his brother like would like go to the fridge to get a beer or something, like Herb would go to the fridge too, and like he followed him. It was like 3 hours long.
So he denied having schizophrenia, but he had the pre-symptoms of schizophrenia?
Yeah. Oh no. He wasn't. He starts. Okay. Yeah. This is where he does deny the schizophrenia, and he's like, but he at least kind of follows like the doctor's recommendations and takes the medicine at first and goes to some of the meetings, but like that just stops slowly over time, and then by the end he just doesn't take medication and just stops going to group therapy and all that kind of
He
stuff.
starts using meth as medication.
No.
He
No.
had schizophrenia, it's just a lower level.
Yes, he has schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to 7. He goes like 7 different hospitals. Like he gets told by 7 different people that he has schizophrenia.
He still doesn't.
How long was the time period before when he had that endo? What's it called again?
Echopraxia.
Echoproxia. Endo.
Echo.
Echoproxia.
What's wrong with you? How long?
Yeah.
He
Just
literally
he
committed
diagnosed
himself.
that first.
He committed himself like immediately, like that weekend,
And
like the
then-
next day.
And then he had schizophrenia. And
He got diagnosed. Like they're like you're like you have the symptoms. You have a light version. You have all the symptoms of it. You're gonna have it. Okay, so he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, made worse by heavier like drug use because they told him he's admitted like he was taking fucking bunch of acid, and they're like, okay, that's not making anything better. Maybe you should stop doing that. But he didn't do that at all. He did the exact opposite. But he checked himself out and he refused further treatment and medication, leaving doctors to label his prognosis as poor. That's not fucking good. And keep in mind, he's 22 years old. So he left the hospital with a fellow patient and moved to Lake Tahoe, where he got a job as a dishwasher at a restaurant called Harvey's Wagon Wheel.
I wonder if it's still there.
I don't know. But he soon ended up back in Santa Cruz with his parents, where he would attempt his first act of violence. While loitering around a state park, Herb was told by a forest ranger that he was in a marked off part of the land and had to move it along. Herb responded by reaching for a large hunting knife underneath his jacket And the ranger who saw like exactly where this fucking scenario was going, he disarmed Mullin and took him to the police station. But no charges were pressed on Herb, and he was simply let go.
How?
He
technically like.
He technically didn't do anything, no, yeah. Like, the ranger just, like, saw him reaching for the knife, and he just fucking, like, took it from him and, like, fucking took him to the police station.
But so, like, back then when people had, like, this type of shit wrong with, like, their mind, like, anything,
Mm-hmm.
they just have, like, not have enough room in, like, the asylums. Like, why did they all get let go? You know, like, all these stories, like, they're all psycho, and they let them go, and they say they're fine.
Well, I can tell you exactly why he got let go, because in the same year, Reagan defunded all state mental hospitals. Like,
they didn't have the money.
So they didn't have enough money to take him in, so his parents couldn't afford to send him to one, because a private one back then was like $1,000 a week.
Yeah, why the hell would he defund them?
You know what I'm saying? Like, all serial killers.
Keith, get this, it's even better. And when he became president, he defunded them nationwide.
He just let fucking serial killers.
So people couldn't afford to send their family there. That's the main reason why Herb was
so many fucking people that got. We went over another one. I forget who it was.
It was Richard Chase.
Was it Richard Chase?
But like his parents, like, he just stopped going. Like, his parents, like, he didn't have. His mom thought he was fine, Tate. You weren't on for that one, damn. Yeah, Keith, I should be looking and yelling at you. His parents thought he was fine, so they took him out. Anyways, yeah.
There's so many people that got let go, and then it just went to mayhem after that.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. Yeah, seriously, thank you, Reagan. That's like, in Herb's case, that's why he got let out, because Reagan defunded all state mental hospitals.
So he would be in a mental hospital if that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, he would have.
So it wouldn't have happened.
That wouldn't have happened.
So it's Reagan's fault that he.
By proxy. I guess by proxy, but no, yeah, like, if he was in hospital, then none of this would have happened. Yeah, but so Herb knew that something was wrong with him, but he disagreed with the doctor's diagnosis of schizophrenia, and instead checked himself into drug abuse treatment, like into a drug abuse treatment center, in order to hopefully get some help. So he thinks he's trying to, like, cure himself, but he's doing it in these stupid ways where he's like, they don't know what they're talking about. I know what's wrong with me. So instead of, like, getting the help from the doctors and listening to them, he thinks the drugs are the problem.
I guess a lot of people do that, though. I mean, nobody wants to fully admit to themselves that you're schizophrenic.
I know, especially back then. Like I said, especially back then, there was a horrible stigma behind it.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I'm sure people don't want to be like, yeah, I'm schizophrenic.
I wouldn't want to believe it either if it was happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I wouldn't either, man. But like, you know, like I said, it is different now. There are a lot of ways to help people, and you're basically just a normal person.
Yeah,
just taking medication.
Yeah, now you probably just like, fuck,
Yeah.
I gotta do it. Take medication.
Yeah, now you wouldn't know. Now no one would know.
Yeah.
But back then, no, it was awful. So this was all to no avail in the end, because Herb continued to take acid and became a. So this was to no avail at the end, because Herb continued to take acid and began a process of self-mutilation by burning his penis over and over again with lit cigarettes, all while the voices in his head kept getting louder.
Fucking Albert Fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is the voice in his head every time to burn his dick?
I think he said.
bad.
I think it was that, but I also think he said the voice calmed down when he was burning his dick.
Oh!
It was this bad.
What he started like cutting himself or something and it wasn't working, so then he was like,
No, he never cut himself. He went straight to burning his dick.
what the fuck?
Yeah, he never cut himself ever. Like, because I think he said the voices were just like telling him to burn it, but then they would also calm down when he was burning it.
That's how I was telling you about it. Because like schizophrenia is like fucked up. Like, you literally have no control over that. Like, he's literally can't control himself.
He's got voices in his head telling him to burn his dick.
Burn your dick right now.
And they're screaming it at you. Yeah, with the lit cigarette. They're just yelling at you the whole time. They're screaming it, and they stop when you're doing it.
So he just keep lighting it, just keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have a ton, but like, you know, he would just burn it every now and then. But like, he burned it a lot, like a lot.
Did he ever rail a girl or anything?
No, I think the sex stopped after 22 when he started burning his dick.
And throughout this, he still thinks that it's just because the drugs is why he's doing this.
Yeah. You pull your pants. Imagine a girl pulling your pants down. He said,
"Just in your dick's a human ashtray. Your dick's a human ashtray."
Oh my god! Yeah, you're at a party and these boys start talking to you. Anybody needs their cigarette?
Yeah, everybody needs a cigarette. Put it like, and he would have like a solo cup to put this in. He's like, "I got it." He just whips his dick out.
And he just walk around slapping his dick around.
Oh.
People.
No, Keith, trust me. He tends to have sex after he does this, though. We're gonna get to that in a second.
Oh my god.
I bet that girl thinks he has herpes or some shit.
That probably looks way worse.
Oh, yes, did.
Yeah,
yes, seriously. It's disgusting. Herb then left the drug treatment facility and decided to pay his old boss at Goodwill a visit. Now, during their talk, Herb told his old boss all about the penis burning and even attempted to show him his burn-ridden dick. Mullin then told his former employer that he was hearing voices in his head and was receiving messages from a higher power, and even attempted to make a sexual advance at his old boss.
He tried to fuck his old boss with a burn.
After showing his dick to him. After he told him he had voices yelling at him and that he was talking to a higher power.
That's one hell of a dick pic to get right there.
Yeah. But this didn't work at all. Like, this didn't work. The boss quickly shot Herb down and told him to leave.
I hope it didn't work.
Herb then made a sexual advance to his uncle. But it wasn't really his uncle, though. It was just a guy that Herb called uncle. But this man was a doctor who immediately recognized Mullin's severe mental instability and told the local sheriff, forcefully committing Herb to a hospital for evaluation. God, this guy's unhinged as fuck.
Oh my
Jesus.
God. It's like it just went so fast.
Hey, I want to say that, it's nice to talk to your old bosses, though, right?
This is definitely the weirdest thing that we've covered.
It really is.
Some guy burning his
Yeah,
dick.
that's how we got it.
for
Yeah,
cigarettes.
definitely.
Guys, it gets so much
I didn't think
better.
anybody's life ever got to this point.
Or not, I'm not better. I'm not going to say better, but it gets worse. Yeah, think about that. He was voted most likely to succeed, and here he's burning his dick, and he's trying to fuck his old boss. But I don't even.
What do you do? Go back in the yearbook and cut the fucking picture out of him?
Yes, it's like, can we just retract them and send out a whole new yearbook? I know it's been 10 years, but
He still lived with his parents, right?
oh yeah, he lives with his parents like a lot. Like, he moves back in with them like a shit ton because he has nowhere else to go.
Yeah, they were
Because
wondering.
you're gonna see just no one can deal with him, so he just ends up back in his parents.
It's bad for his parents.
They don't see him burning his dick.
Yeah, they don't hear me
I
yelling.
don't know, Keith. When's the last time you showed your parents your dick?
They don't hear me yelling.
Well, I'm just saying, if I put a cigarette in my dick, I'm not gonna be quiet.
I don't think he's in his room doing this. I think you do that in the woods, don't you? Like, where you can really just scream as loud as you can if you have to.
I don't see this guy being very courteous of
I say he's burning his dick
walking
with a cigarette.
to the woods to burn his dick.
So, shortly after being committed, doctors diagnosed him as paranoid schizophrenic, and he stayed in the hospital for 8 weeks with his parents making routine visits. And during one of these visits, Herb came out to them as gay. But unable to legally keep Mullin any longer, he was released from the psych ward, with doctors saying that his prognosis was grave, since he was often argumentative when it came to the treatment. Mullin was given medication and classes to attend for further help and treatment, but Herb barely attended the group meetings, and 9 times out of 10, you could rest assured that he was not taking his medication.
So man just enjoyed burning his dick.
Yeah, so next,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
taking
just-
medication next to the fucking cow prod to the dick.
Yeah, this is fantastic. No, I do. It's
Slopping his own dick on a fucking
but
stove.
you have to. Yeah, but like he's treating his dick like a panini. But you do have to. You do have to think though, man. This is clearly like a very schizophrenic. Like there's something more wrong with him than just being like fucked up. Because like you pointed out, he didn't. You assumed he cut his wrist. He didn't. He didn't do that at all. He went straight to burning his dick.
Yeah,
So there's something.
Go hard or go home.
Yeah, so like there's just something like that tells you that he's not just an ordinary person.
I don't think if you're burning your dick, you're not an ordinary.
Throughout all this, does he still think it's drug abuse? Like,
Yeah.
He's still thinking.
Yeah, to this day, he's still alive.
And he's still
To this
doesn't-
day,
he's
yeah.
not as schizophrenic to him.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't because they keep him on medication now. But now he doesn't really like. He's still. I'll put it this way: he still gets mad and doesn't understand why he won't get paroled. I'll put it that way.
I guarantee you, if I was doing a drug and it was making me burn my dick, I would definitely stop that shit right away.
I think. Oh yeah. Oh no fucking shit. Yeah, I would too.
Did he stop doing drugs?
What do you mean? Oh, right now?
Yeah.
No.
He's still doing
Oh
drugs.
yeah, no. He was doing drugs when he was at like as soon as he left the drug treatment facility.
So all the way until he goes to prison, he still did drugs his whole
Yeah.
life.
Oh yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
blaming drugs for burning his dick, and he's still doing it.
Yeah. He was high on meth and LSD when he got captured. Like I'm pretty sure he did it all the time.
Retard.
He did it all the time. He did all the fucking time. He never stopped.
He doesn't look that bad. I mean,
No, that's what I'm saying, dude. You should see his fucking football picture. He looks like Jordy in his fucking high school
He
football
does,
picture.
this guy does, he did meth like commonly.
No, this is when he was younger. Oh wait, which picture are you looking at? His mugshot. His mugshot. Hey, he did meth every now and then, but he did do a lot of meth. Wait, you have to think he only did meth for like a couple of years. He was caught. Like
Still, I've never
he's
seen
caught really
Somebody
soon.
does meth.
What does his dick look like?
I don't know. You didn't see his mugshot.
He's gay in prison, I think.
So So after he left the hospital, he met a guy named Ed Lawrence who lived in a commune and asked Herb to come out and check the place out. And Herb loved the commune life more than anything. He fucking loved it. He loved it. But the people there that were living at the commune didn't really like Herb that much. Things came to a screeching fucking end when Herb asked an Asian woman that was living on the commune if she wanted to make a biracial baby with him. And when she turned him down, he took an axe and destroyed like the house's fireplace where he was living at.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like a homemade ribbed condom.
I thought he
But
was
it's
gay.
a bunch of bumps on his dick.
He's bisexual. He's bi. Oh, he's bisexual, yeah. But also, you were a pedantic, don't you?
Sadly.
Yeah, that's the commune from our area. So the people living at the commune wanted Herb to leave.
Village.
Yeah, so the people who lived in the commune wanted Herb to leave, but they were too scared to tell him to. So they enacted possibly one of the most passive-aggressive plans I have ever fucking heard of. Under the guise of a trip to Maui with a woman from the commune named Pat Brown, Herb flew out to Hawaii with her, but when the two landed, Pat Brown took the next flight back to Santa Cruz, leaving Mullin stranded on the island all by himself.
Oh my god.
Literally, that's the most passive aggressive. They didn't want to fucking. They were too scared, so like, we'll just fly out there and just fly back and just leave him immediately.
His ass there.
She just left his ass.
Wait, so did he have a job? How do you have money?
A lot of welfare.
I mean, I assume so.
It's welfare. He doesn't have a job. He gets jobs. He gets small jobs. Like he's
Does he get
usually
a
he's a dishwasher. He's usually a dishwasher. That's usually what his job is.
He's like, oh, I gotta
Especially
take a
since
quick
he's
break.
diagnosed with disabilities.
I gotta take a smoke break and go burn my dick real quick.
Can't imagine walking in a lunch break and
No,
just
he's-
on a cigarette.
Ugh. He got several dishwashing jobs. That's like what he basically had. While living in Hawaii for a brief time, Herb developed a meth addiction. This is where he gets meth, which only made the voices in his head that much louder.
At what age is this?
Do what?
What age?
What age? He's 23?
Meth addiction at 23.
23, 24, something like that. Because he's my age when he gets caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20-year-old meth head.
So
Yeah.
all because this girl left him in Hawaii, he forms a meth addiction now.
I don't know if that's exactly why, but it might have been.
Was he still in Hawaii, or did he get back?
What do you mean? Oh, for the murders?
Like right now, is he still in Hawaii?
Yes, he's still in Hawaii. He goes to a psych ward in Hawaii. He goes to a hospital there, and the doctor tells him, "You are very schizophrenic." And he's like, No, I think I know what's wrong with me.
So is he just going from doctor to doctor hoping to hear something else besides schizophrenic?
That's what they didn't specify necessarily, but I think that's what he was doing. I think he was just trying to get some doctor to be like, "You see, I'm not crazy." Like, he was wanting someone's approval, like that he didn't have schizophrenia.
Hey, you're burning your dick because you're doing that.
So, Herb would screech. Oh no, yeah, sorry. So, so he flew back to Santa Cruz because his parents sent him money. And he was immediately arrested for possession of what I assume is meth. I don't know what he got arrested for. And while incarcerated, was withheld from his medication, which made Herb scream and sing at super high levels to the point where they just sent him to a fucking another psych ward because the jail just couldn't stand him off his medication because he was just screaming and he was screech singing.
I thought you got medication when you were in jail. I thought they gave you.
It was they kept there overnight, but they kept there overnight. Or they kept there for overnight. That happened overnight. He had done his medication so long, he was doing meth and LSD still, so I imagine the schizophrenia had gotten a lot worse. So they sent him to a psych ward, but after the charges were dropped, the hospital couldn't legally keep him for more than 72 hours, so they let him go. Because they dropped the charges on him. Because he never he never hurts anyone. It's always usually public intox or possession he gets arrested for. So they just keep letting him go on probation, basically.
Schizophrenic meth head, they're letting you know.
Yeah, they're letting a schizophrenic meth head go. But again, he's been to several hospitals now. I think in total he went to 5 or 6.
He's drowning in a hospital bill.
This dude must have the best fucking insurance of all time.
Well, this is before fucking Reagan defunded him. Reagan defunded him the very last mental, the asylum he went to. That was when they were like, oh no, he defunded the drug rehabilitation centers. So when he went to his last hospital visit, they were like, Reagan had just defunded him, so they're like, well, it's gonna cost you $1,000 to leave because now we can't afford to
So if it didn't happen to them, why don't these doctors just say we're sending you to a mental hospital? That's where you're staying.
I don't know, twofold maybe. I'm not sure. So he moved back in with his parents, but soon began to become overly aggressive towards them. Mullin blamed them both as the cause of his mental illness, because now he believes it. But blamed only his father for the death of his friend Dean Richardson, because he said something like Dean and Herb were supposed to go stay in a cabin together over the summer after they graduated, and then his parents wouldn't let him. And then Dean said that and then Herb said that if they had been in that cabin, then Dean would have died in the car wreck. So he's using that kind of logic to be mad at his dad. So, it does. He also went through several interesting phases, including one phase in particular where Herb shaved his head, wore a large black sombrero, and spoke exclusively in a thick but very poor Mexican accent.
So you just switch ethnicities?
He's lost his mind.
Changed his whole personality at this point.
He's just lost his
It's
mind.
game over.
He just lost his mind at this point, man. Now with a shaved head, fake Mexican accent, and loaded on acid and meth, Herb was soon arrested on March 1971 on a public intox charge and showing his penis to traffic on the highway.
His bumpy penis.
That was a sight to see.
Can you imagine? But even after being faded as fuck on drugs and resisting arrest, the charges were dropped, and Herb was released back into the streets without any problems. I think they feel sorry for him. That's the main reason they keep just letting him go. I think there's because they get his file, I'm sure. And I'm sure they see a schizophrenic going like, this poor kid. This poor kid, like he's 24. They're like, this poor kid.
Let's let him back in the public.
He's doing meth.
But he hasn't done anything necessarily horrible besides, I guess he slightly pulled. He was going to pull a knife on a park ranger, maybe.
He's still doing meth and fucking acid.
And showing his dick to the public.
Yeah, but again, back they didn't have the space. They couldn't put him anywhere because they couldn't afford it.
So back in the day, I could just go.
You can
fact, you could have shaved your head and spoke Mexican and
I guess you can do that in Oregon.
waved your dick. You could do that. You could do that in Orleans right now.
No, Oregon.
At least Orleans.
Oregon, you basically can.
Oregon is, yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah, you can, can't you?
Legal.
You can, can't you?
Why don't we just send like all the homeless meth heads to Oregon?
They need to go somewhere. Okay, so this is where Herb finds evidence of his destiny, guys. And this is like why I said that this is Herb's evidence of like, see. And everyone's like, no? So this is where Mullin will start to believe that he has a purpose and he's destined for something great. While living in a decrepit halfway house for addicts and mental patients in San Francisco, Herb made friends with a man named Alan Hansen, who made the very unfortunate mistake of telling Mullin that he was essentially a wizard. Yep. This is where he's at.
He goes from being a Mexican to a wizard.
No.
The guy told
The guy told Herb that he was a wizard. Herb believed him fully.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So now we got two psychopaths.
Because again, they're in a halfway house. I don't know why you believe anyone in the fucking drug house. Don't believe anybody there. They're all just looking for $20.
That's one hell of a duo right there.
Oh yeah, dude. Alan Hansen, the wizard.
I feel like Mexican and a wizard.
Yes. Serious. No. Yeah. Essentially.
It's like a comedy movie mixed with I don't even know what.
It's comedy, but it turns into a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, yeah, he made the unfortunate mistake of telling Herb that he was a wizard. But he also told Herb that he could feel the cosmic power coming from Herb, and that reincarnation was all too real, and that Herb was the chosen one from God, who that God had special plans for. Imagine it's just a fucking it's a methed up, it's a heroin addict or something, who said he was a wizard, who told Herb, was like, dude, God has plans for you. You're destined for great things. And Herb believes every word he's saying.
This also happened.
This happens all the time.
Remember in Hawaii? You guys remember that story? The dude who's selling the fake money to.
No.
It looks like a dollar bill kind of, and there's like a ticket. It was like a ticket, and the guy said it was a ticket from God to the gateway of heaven. And there was like a bunch of people, it was like $50. This guy on the street in Hawaii.
And they believed it.
People were buying it. And they thought it was a ticket. Obviously, it was other fucked up people. Obviously, it wasn't.
That's stupid. Jesus Christ! I wonder how much money he made off
We'll
of
take
it.
it to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I wonder how much money he made off that. But yeah, so Herb is basically like he's finally going like I knew it. I knew it. I could tell there's something special about me, and then I had some purpose, but I just didn't know what it was. So he's starting to get there. Mullin was also an avid reader and would spend hours and hours in libraries reading books on Da Vinci, math, and physics books. I don't know if he could read what he was what was on the pages. So Herb soon found that Albert Einstein had died on the day of his birth. And that this basically solidified Mullin's belief in reincarnation, and it was proof to him that he was destined for great things, just like Albert Einstein. I guess Einstein actually did do good things. Herb's
now to Albert Einstein.
He's comparing like what he's going to do to Albert Einstein. Yeah.
Wait, so is this still in Hawaii or is this back in California?
He's in California, or no, he's in San Francisco. Yeah, he's in San Francisco. But yeah, so these are just those are the things that Herb was like. See, that's it.
What the fuck was he like on the plane going back? Like the dude in the Burger King crown?
Oh my god.
Oh god, that guy.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about.
I know exactly what you're fucking talking
Was
about.
he just yelling shit on the plane? Going psycho.
Oh, can you imagine? Actually, I didn't even fucking think about that. Can you imagine being on a plane with this
That's what I'm
asshole?
saying. This dude's going fucking psycho on the plane, just
I can't
yelling
even-
shit.
Because that's a long flight, isn't it?
I mean, from
It's a long ass flight because
Probably 8 hours.
but he didn't have his medication for.
I think from Texas, it was like 11, I think.
But he didn't. Oh god! Think of it this way: he didn't have his medication for an overnight stay at the fucking jail, and they had him committed because he was screech singing in his cell,
Yeah, so imagine
and he
on the
wouldn't
plane.
stop. They couldn't get him to stop. So like, well, we can't beat him, so we just have to fucking send him to a psych ward. So, wait, where am I? Oh yeah. So after this, Herb got a job working at Newman Herman Gym, where he trained in a bit of amateur boxing, and he soon became good enough to compete in golden gloves matches held in Santa Cruz. You guys know what those
I know what the
are?
Golden Gloves is.
Yeah, he
He's
competed.
actually good enough for that.
He was a fantastic
So
boxer.
you have to. Golden Gloves pretty big.
He was they said he could take down an opponent like that was 3 times his size.
See,
Like he was fantastic.
Anybody can do it.
I watched no, Keith, don't do it. Please, you'll get
Anybody can
killed.
do it.
I ain't gonna do boxing though.
Okay, can you imagine how hard it was to fight this wiry little bastard? 5'8" and would just like fucking run at you like a fucking panther.
Play the ultimate mind games with you.
Literally, no, get this shit. You guys are gonna die. They said he was fantastic. Like I watched a documentary where they the lead investigator went to the gym after they captured him. They went to the gym and he talked to his old trainer. And his old trainer said he was fantastic. He was a natural at it, but you had to keep him focused. He said if you turned your back to him for 2 minutes, he would be like in like one like side of the ring, facing the ring, like yelling at someone that wasn't there. Which is a psychological mind fuck from hell.
Yeah.
Literally, no, they said he was fantastic.
If a schizophrenic meth head can do it, anyone can do it.
Literally, yeah, no, they said he was fantastic, but you had to keep him focused. But he eventually had to stop boxing due to the fact that he would jump on top of opponents and continue to punch them even after he knocked them unconscious.
In boxing, you can't even fucking jump on people in boxing.
Yeah. I think they said that he fucking hit the guy with a stiff uppercut to the jaw and knocked him out completely. But even after the ref called it, Herb just like stood there for a second and just fucking jumped on top and started fucking just like nailing him.
Damn, hammer fisting him.
Yeah, but you can imagine like what a fucking like good a good psychological warfare that is against your opponent. You're about to fight Herb, and you look over and you see this guy yelling at his own dick in the corner right before he fucking
Punching himself right in the
Yeah, just punching himself in the dick right before he goes. That would be horrified. They said he was fantastic at boxing, but he just had a problem with beating people up after they were knocked out.
It's good to know that back then you have to be cleared to be a boxer or a fighter.
Yeah, he was 20. He was 24 at this time. This is when he's 24.
Was he still on drugs? Any fucking drug tests or anything back then?
Okay, this was like 19, like.
The Golden Gloves is like a pretty big deal.
Hell, I do.
How the fuck did they not?
No, yeah.
So
So,
that'd be the only time I do that. I wouldn't even feel any punches. So just fucking.
Yeah, that's these. Like,
you're seriously, you're fucking like you're in a mind fog. You're seeing red. Like you see a guy in front of you, and your trainer's like, "All right, Herb, go get him."
Yeah, and you see an article. You're his opponent. You see an article in the paper. Guy burns his dick with cigarettes. How the fuck are you supposed to knock this guy out?
Dude, like fucking 5'8". He had a mullet. He had a fucking tattoo that said legalize LSD like right above his nipple, and he's just yelling at his dick in the corner.
Alright,
So-
hang on.
Okay, so at the age of 25, Herb moved back to Santa Cruz to live with his parents, who at this point he began to openly despise. He had also quit taking his medication altogether, and the voices were louder and more coherent than they'd ever been before. It was at this time that Herb would finally make the connection that would show him his destiny. Herb had just had a birthday, and his birthday, April 18th, was the 61st anniversary of the San Francisco earthquake of 1906, where an earthquake with a magnitude estimated to be around 7.9 devastated California and killed at least 3,000 people, but it was most likely much more, since documents back then were really kept in 1906. I mean, it was the early 1900s. And as he sat there, Herb realized that he had heard news, like that he had heard on the news, that scientists had speculated that a large earthquake was coming any day at that moment to devastate California. He also began to speculate that God himself needed blood sacrifice in order to be satisfied, and that this was being done by the countless dead souls left on the battlefields of Vietnam. But since Vietnam was coming to an end, Herb feared that God wouldn't get the sacrifice that he needed, and that he would send an earthquake in to sink California into the ocean. It was then and there that Herb had finally found his purpose. On a mission from God, it was up to him to kill as many people as he could in order to save the state as a whole from being devastated by a massive earthquake that was coming at any moment.
So they didn't have to be any certain type of people. He just killed anyone he wanted.
Yeah, no, and that's what makes the investigation kind of difficult for police at first, because
there's no connection
he sticks to a gun most of the time, but there are a few times where he doesn't use a gun, and they're of every race, every gender, every ethnicity, age. It didn't matter. He kills everyone.
So did he like the voices in his head? Is that like?
No, he hated them. He hated them. He was just doing this to appease them because he thought it was God talking to him at this point. He thinks it's God talking to him.
I'm assuming once he killed someone, they probably got better.
They stopped. They stopped for the most part. Yeah.
He didn't think his medication helped. That when he stopped taking it, it just got way worse in his head. The voices.
And now at this point now, his mind won't let him take the medication.
It's too far.
He's too far gone. He's too far gone. No, he killed 13 people in 2 months. He thinks he's on a mission from God. There's no time to ask questions.
How do you kill that many people in that amount of time and still get? How do you kill 13 people in 2 months without getting caught?
Like I said, it's hard for the police. There's no lead. They're trying to build a story, and he's killing everyone of age. Like I said, he's killing them differently.
Yeah.
He's killing different people. It's hard to find someone like that.
So many fucking people in 2 months.
It's very hard. Yeah, but he gets them. So this is where the murder begins, guys. Now, Herb may have been crazy. Now, Herb may have been a crazy and a fucking murderer, but he believed himself to be on a mission from God, which puts him in a strange category on the missionary killer side. As I've discussed on the show before, a missionary killer is someone who kills for a justifiable-ish reason. That, in their own heads, they can explain it. Ted Bundy. I can't think of how I'm supposed to say this. I'll just move on. Albert Fish, who claimed he killed an 8th grade bud since he feared she was going to grow up to become a whore.
So what if you kill somebody because they raped one of your family members?
Why couldn't you just ask that second and go, no, that's justifiable? Well, no, because that person did something. This is a killer making up a reason to kill someone in their head. Like I just said, Albert Fish killed an 8th grade bud because he was well, she's going to grow up to be a whore, so I saved her. Or famous serial killer, Robert Picton, also known as the pig farmer killer, who killed 49 women in Vancouver's downtown East Side district between 1983 and 2002. We'll do an episode on him one day. He killed a lot of people, and the cops in that story are awful. They suck.
As you say, after 49 people, whatever.
Oh,
You gotta get shit.
between 83 and 2002. So he killed them because he said that he was trying to save them from a life of prostitution and drug abuse, when in reality he just wanted to kill them for his own personal reasons. That's what you make up a reason to kill someone. It's good intentions, but it's not. But he's a little different though, because he actually has a mental illness. He has voices at the time. These guys didn't have that. And also, I want to say, during this time in Santa Cruz, serial killer Ed Kemper was active as well. And he just got done killing his final victim in the town right before turning himself in, only for Mullin's reign of terror to kick off shortly after. They were cellmates. They shared cells next to each other. Those two, and they hated each other. Yeah, Ed Kemper and Herbert Mullin were cellmates. They were adjoining cells, and they hated each other.
That's a dynamic duo.
Yeah, Herb
You hate each other and you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, Herb 5'8", because Herb would be like, I had God tell me to do that stuff. He's just doing it because he's a fucking sick person.
Wow. Wow.
And I'm they hated each other. They hated each other. But yeah, Ed Kemper had just got done killing 8 women in Santa Cruz, and then Herb's about to fucking start. They found the first body 2 weeks after after Kimber turned himself in.
I feel bad for this.
And then they were like, "Oh, is this yours?" And like, Kimber was like, "That's not mine." And they were just like, "Oh God, no."
Santa Cruz Police Department had a fucked up time then. Oh my
Santa Cruz is going through hell. But since Herb believed the voices he was hearing were from God himself, he didn't see having to kill a few people to save a million necessarily a bad thing. And he would get his first victim in the form of a 55-year-old unsuspecting foot traveler named Lawrence White, known as Whitey by the townsfolk. On October 13th, 1972, Herb was driving his Chevy station wagon down an abandoned road when he spied local hobo Whitey off in the distance. As Herb neared the man, he got a voice in his head, claiming to be the voice of Lawrence himself. Talking to Herb telepathically, Mullin said that Whitey gave him permission to kill him. Mullin said that Whitey claimed to be Jonah from the Bible, and that he told Herb this sentence: "Pick me up and throw me over the boat. Kill me so that others shall be saved." Yep. As if he's actually in the boat in the middle of the fucking ocean. So, quickly hitting the brakes on his car, Herb pulled off to the side, where he got out and popped the hood to fake an engine problem. Lawrence being the friendly and helpful man that he was, stopped at the car and offered his assistance to Mullin, to which Herb readily agreed. But while Lawrence was bent over inspecting the engine, Mullin grabbed a baseball bat from the back seat of his car, and he crept up behind him. He then brought the bat down hard on Lawrence's head, sending him to the ground, and then he began to beat him until the man stopped moving. Herb then got in his car and drove off, leaving the poor man's body to be discovered the following day by a passing motorist. He thought he was this really smart serial killer. Like, I want to point out, it's really interesting how he got this plan like in his head in that fraction of a second. He's like, it's almost like he had serial killer experience without knowing it, because he was like, pull over, fake engine problem, ask for help, grab bat from backseat. Like, he just thought of that off.
Do it in the middle of open too.
Yeah, it was an abandoned road. No one really went down it. This guy was like a local hobo who like just he didn't really have a place to live. He had a job, so people knew him like around. And Herb just saw an opportunity, and he thought he heard the guy telling him, because every single time Herb does this, he claims that he's hearing the voice of the people saying like, "Hey, use me as a sacrifice."
How lucky you have to be to do that and not get caught.
Oh, dude, he doesn't get caught for fucking 12 more of them. Yeah. So Herbert still had 12 more murders and a lot of dick burning and meth to do. But you guys have to wait until next week for Herbert Mullin, part 2.
Another two-parter.
Another two-parter. I couldn't help it, man. I couldn't help it.
I like
we're what, like almost an hour in, and we still have 12 killings left to go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You got caught when 25, 26?
Yeah, he's my age when he got caught.
And he had all this. I mean, there's people that are 60. We can't even talk this long about them.
No, dude. Herb fucking lived a long life.
Yeah.
Like, just like this, it's his life antics he did up until. That's why I was like, I could do this one pretty long, because he, thanks to this drug abuse and schizophrenia, he did a lot of shit. But no, yeah. So next week we're gonna get into his eventual capture, and sadly the 12 other victims he's gonna get.
And really quick, he was how old at this time right here? The first killing.
He's 25.
25.
Yeah, because this is in 4 months. This happens over a 4-month period. But he has a birthday, I think, and he's 26 when he gets caught. But yeah, no, yeah. So that's our Mullin, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week for part 2, like I said. We'll be up on TikTok after we get this awesome footage done. We've been recording the entire time. Geeks, hop on that edit.
Gotcha.
Follow socials. The Skeleton Geek Podcast, Instagram, like I said, TikTok, Twitter. And we got some fun stuff coming. I can't wait for you guys to experience it with us. Right, everyone, take care out there. Be safe, and have a good week. See you, boys.